right, you see the score. Austin and Casals leading 3-2. Back with more tennis in a moment. Stay with us. The Legends of Tennis continues on Prime. Tracy Austin and Rosie Casals trying to serve out the set. Tracy Austin to serve. Wendy Turnbull. That's not the place to put it there.
No, that wasn't a good return from Turnbull, and naturally Rosie put it away.
15 love. Tracy's had just a little trouble with that first service. A lot of pace from Virginia Wade, both of those forehands, but couldn't get the second one over the tape. Tell Virginia's not happy about that shot.
Great return. A nice put away from Virginia.
Beautiful.
Now that's real teamwork there.
Mm-hmm. Virginia came across and made a nice shot.
Wonderful shot.
That's where you need another player on the court.
Mm-hmm. Somebody to back you up and say, yours.
Take a look at it again on the replay. Beautiful. There's just nobody there, and Rosie Casals taking it to the open court.
Great.
That's gorgeous.
And great work, teamwork.
That's the match right there.
That's my team. Way to go, team.
Casals win over Wade and Turnbull. A little cutting up going on at the net. Evonne Goolagong calling. Thank you so much for joining us. 6-2 is the score there. So thanks so much for joining us, and we're going to look forward to you playing a little later.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it too.
All right, our next. The Legends of Tennis continues from Richmond, Virginia. You see a lovely afternoon, and dogs out there chasing the stick. Coming up in this match, we've got Chris Evert and Betty Stova against Martina Navratilova and Nancy Ritchie. And joining us now is the 1977 Wimbledon champion, and the lady who just played in our first match, none other than... This is great here. Virginia Wade joining us. Just got off the court and ran over. This is wonderful. You hit the ball pretty good. Even though y'all lost, you hit the ball pretty solid.
Well, thank you. I actually thought the better we played, the better they played. So if you lose, you lose. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I mean, I try to play well.
I think it's wonderful tennis, and you see Chris Evert warming up. Let's talk a little bit about Chris Evert and her game, especially as a doubles player.
Well, obviously she specialized mostly in singles, and I thought she has the potential to be a really fantastic doubles player because, of course, her return is superb, and now she volleys really well. But you just see that she's only ever won 7 doubles titles compared with 157. And I think that what she's enjoying about this number of tournaments is the opportunity to play some doubles. And I know that I've played with her now. I played with her yesterday, and I played with her in the previous 2, and finally we're beginning to play as a team. And I think you know, as you look at Betty, who's done the reverse, I mean, she's won all doubles titles, and she was in 3 finals of Wimbledon one year. Right. She's won lots of Grand Slam doubles, and she's been such a, I mean, just such a natural at doubles.
Martina's played a lot of doubles too.
Yeah, but of course Martina's equally good at the 2 of them.
Right.
And she's just good, and Martina, I have to say, is still so dominant. I mean, having just come off the main tour, she's quicker, faster than anybody else here. And look at that number of titles, 10 more singles wins than Chris.
It's unbelievable. Some great numbers. Like you said, I think it is an advantage because Martina did just come off the tour. Of course, there you see is Nancy Ritchie, and Nancy won 69 singles titles in her career. She's a great player as well. This should be a fun match here. I mean, some real good ones. Let's take a look at the rest of the Legends events. As you see, the tour event, April 7th through the 9th, they were in Tampa, Florida, then Charlotte, North Carolina, May the 5th through 7th. And coming up in October, 2 dates, October 6th through the 8th in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Houston, Texas, the 13th through the 15th, and then the finals are at Delray Beach, Florida, December the 1st through the 3rd.
This is going to be a very tough match for Chris and Betty.
Chris Evert to serve. And we're set to play.
Good shot.
Outstanding. Betty Stover with a great shot there, and it's 15-love.
And it sure helps when your partner's serving if you get an easy shot in the opening game, because otherwise you can feel a little bit left out.
Good look at Chris Evert. New mom. She just had her second child a little under a year ago.
Yeah.
30-love. I'd say the pacing, and Evonne Goolagong, who's here first, and I talked about this, the pacing that y'all were playing in the first game, it is quick. I mean, the pacing is wonderful.
Oh, that's ace. Great serve.
Making short work of this first game here. It's 40-love. Yeah.
Wind it up, Chris.
Chris known for that power serve.
It was like last night, Tracy intercepted, and she was so chuffed with herself because. See, that's the big trouble is Martina's return. She just takes it on the rise, hits it at your feet, and I mean, if you're a step slow, which some of us are, you're not going to get them.
Oh, nice shot. Beautiful shot. Nancy Ritchie right down the line. Beautiful.
You see, if you think about it, really, Chris and Betty need to win the point against Nancy, but, you know, she doesn't miss too many. I mean, if she gets a racket on it, she hits the ball awfully well, both at the baseline and at the net.
Comes in. Wonderful shot by Betty Stover. Martina guessed one way, and Betty came back the other, so Evert and Stover win game number 1 in our second set of doubles. They lead by a 1-0 count. More of the legends of women's tennis when we come back right here on Prime Network. Stay tuned. Martina Navratilova to serve in game 2. Just out from Betty Stover. I tell you, it's amazing the angles and doubles especially that you try to get, the shots that you try to hit with the angles.
Well, I mean, all good doubles players are going to hit a lot of angles, but I think actually as you get a little older, you start having to play clever shots because you can't just overpower. Somebody flash a camera?
I think so. Martina's asking for the pictures to be taken now, and she stood there and posed for just a moment. All the flashes and clicks going off at one time. Boy, there's a blue darter. What a great shot from Chris Evert. He's just going to stand for some more pictures. But that's got to be a little different from when y'all were playing back a few years ago, and you didn't have that. Now you come to an exhibition like this, and a lot of cameras flashing. That's going to make it tough.
Well, I mean, people are here to have a good time, so whatever they want to do, you know. I mean, it's just that you hope they're not going to flash a camera just as you're throwing the ball up to make contact.
Oh, boy. Ooh. What a play.
Is that good?
I think it was.
Incredible shot.
It was incredible.
Hard for you to sneak around, isn't it? You know me too well.
That's long. Almost a one-hander on the return. Good deep second serve.
It's a really super arena here, and the lighting is good, but the court's good too, but you really have to move forward, and you know, Martina put so much spin on her serve, and Betty just waited for it to come and didn't move up to that.
One game apiece. Play at the net by Betty Stover.
That's very good. Well, I bet Nancy Ritchie knows she's going to be getting most of the balls. Anybody who plays with Martina is going to be expecting every ball to come to them.
shot. What a shot.
Incredible. And the way she prepared for that ball, she could have hit it anyway. You couldn't predict which way it was going.
15-all. Betty Stova.
As I said, important to try and win the point for Betty and Chris against Nancy, but she returns very well. I mean, look at that.
Oh, my.
I still just love the way Nancy hits the ball. Her forehand, I think, is, if you look at that, she just drives right through it. Compact preparation. Oh, Martina missed one. You know, none of these players play with the excessive topspin that today's players do, but, I mean, if you put Nancy's forehand against one of the topspin, she would make mincemeat out of it. I mean, she hits it great.
Ooh, close, not quite enough to get it over the top of the net. Nancy's ready. I mean, she's serious about this.
Yeah, Martina, she always was serious. You know, I think one of the things that's generally better about the senior stuff is that everybody is a little bit lighthearted. But if you were a player who was always very intense, it's hard to change that.
And that will be out. Game 2, Richey and Navratilova. We'll be right back with more tennis on Prime. Navratilova and Richey leading 2-1. Back with the legends of tennis, and we mentioned this a few moments ago about the University of Richmond, a great facility here, and I tell you what, they've done an outstanding job getting everything ready for the legends. This visit, oh my, good gracious.
Well,
where did that come from?
I knew, although Betty hit a great shot, I knew she wasn't going to get away from it. I mean, Martina, away with it. Martina could have hit a winner in her sleep like that.
The University of Richmond, an outstanding job, and I tell you what, it's been a great weekend for the legends. A little long.
Martina and Nancy with an early break, and of course this is the best opportunity for these two to break serve for Chris and Martina on Nancy's serve.
Beautiful shot from Betty Stova there. Here it is again on the replay.
Yeah, very good hands and solid there and well disguised. Betty's always had great hands. Good play from Chris. Chris is beginning to understand that she should take a little more initiative in the doubles court. You know, she's beginning to feel more confident up at the net and intercepting there and ready for the next one. Oh, that's going to be long.
Not long. And you know, it's so different, like you mentioned, with Chris when she was playing singles from the baseline all the time. And this is a little different, playing up close to the net. You got to be able to. A little different game.
Well, I mean, she has a beautiful volley, but she has a tendency just to be a little predictable with it now. But you see her developing all the time. Great shot there.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, literally every doubles match I see her play, when she's playing as many, she sort of develops in her instinct where to hit the ball and where other people aren't.
That's a great return there.
Fantastic.
Yep. Great return. You mentioned this earlier, talking about playing with the different folks as we go to 2-2. How tough is it for y'all to rotate and play with different people and get adjusted to playing with each other?
Well, you just have to remember who you're playing with, because I think we all know each other's games, so you just have to play your game, and also if you can have a clue how they play when you've played against them, you usually can understand playing with them. Oh, bad luck.
Ooh. 15 love.
That was the right place to hit it, but that was, again, one of the times when the player didn't move up to the ball. You really have to go forward.
Beautiful shot there. Chris Evert with a winner. 30 love.
And Chris looking really confident there up at the net.
Take a look at some of these numbers from the ladies playing today. It's unbelievable, the total number of wins. And you see Virginia Wade is with us here.
Yeah, that's a good record for me, the third number of matches won. But I mean, it's only a little over half of what Martina won.
There's only one Martina.
Played a touch shot, and Martina is so quick. She gets up and can do something with it. I mean, they were very much in the rally still.
There you see it again on a replay.
Very solid, and just a little unlucky for Nancy missing that. Good serve.
Yeah, into the backhand. Evert and Stova take the win in that game. Tightens things up quite a bit. It's 3-2. Evert and Stova with the lead here in the second one. Stay with us as the Legends continue. Here's a Legends of Tennis fact. Did you know the 12 women legends have combined to win more than 1,000 pro women's titles, 60 Wimbledon, 45 U.S. Open, 29 Australian, and 37 French? That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, you know, and I was just thinking of those other records. Those records are probably going to stand, too, because I don't see how anybody's going to overtake this good volley in Martina's record. And even my record of being number 3 in that list, because Steffi Graf is obviously the person you think of who's going to have the longest career in the game. And I don't think she's, I think she's at about less than 600 still.
Oh, my, good garden seeds. Gorgeous shot, and Betty Stova went all the way after it, almost wound up in the front row. Take a look at it again. This is just beautiful.
Yeah, Martina's all over the court. That one's for Gladys Knight to hit right there.
And Gladys still at courtside. She may be thinking about coming out here in a minute. You never know. That's wide.
That is such a tough serve to return. I mean, Martina can hit different spins into any part of the court, and that one's one of the worst. A kick spin to a right-hander's forehand.
Oh, beautiful shot. Betty Stova, what a great play there. Take a look at it again. Oh, that's who says she's not quick?
No, she's always had quick hands. Well, she was trying that as a first serve, that big kicker.
I like all the talking between everybody. Even the crowd is an out. No. That one goes just long. Good look at Chris Evert. Martina serving. Nice shot at the net.
Yeah, very solid volley from Nancy. So, okay, 3-all, and they lost Betty's serve last time.
She's going to take it.
As I said, it's important for them to make sure they win the point against Nancy, because the chances are that Martina's going to win her point.
3-3.
This is a very good return.
Evonne and I were talking during your match that that's the key in doubles. You've got to hit it at somebody's feet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a good hands from Nancy. Great stop.
She's playing awfully well. Hitting some great shots. Love 30.
Probably the weakest link is her serve, because
oh my,
great shot.
3 breaks.
That was a tremendously difficult shot. Good return.
Oh my, and they break it.
And they didn't play badly either.
No, not at all. Take a 4-3 lead. Nancy Ritchie serving to Betty Stova. First service just a little long.
Well, she missed that return, Betty did, because Martina was moving across the net, so she took her eye off the ball. This is Chris and Betty's last chance, really, to get back into the match.
Well, that's good at the net. Just long. Great play at the net, though. Here it is again.
And Betty was just a tiny bit late on that ball. She's good with those pickups and the lob volleys.
Fault. That's one I believe Betty wishes she could have back on that second serve. Like to hit that shot again.
I think she actually returns better from the ad court, but you know, Chris is so good from the ad court, and that's the only thing that can happen. Playing with different people all the time.
Right.
You know, you tend to develop a preference for one side or the other.
40-15.
Oh, that's a great shot from Chris.
Boy, is it ever.
Chris sort of feeling that she had to help Betty out a little bit there, and it was a tough volley. Great play.
40-30. Tried to go down the line.
That was an amazingly good serve from Nancy.
It really was strong serve.
I had the feeling that she slightly quick served Chris, too. I mean, Chris wasn't 100% ready for that.
When game goes to Navratilova and Ritchie, they lead 5-3, and they are a break away from winning the set.
Oh, bad luck. Good return again, you know. She hits it really early, Nancy does, on both the backhand and the forehand side, and low over the net.
Navratilova's team looking to go up 2-0. Ooh. So just wide. Martina gave the linesman the okay. Nice shot from Chris Evert.
Excellent volley. Very decisive, you know. She really had was very convinced she was going to hit the ball right there, and of course that commitment makes you hit the ball better.
Fault. Second serve.
Just missed it.
That ball had some pacing on it. That was popped. Into the net, second serve. There's a good look at Martina. Has she broken a sweat yet? I couldn't tell.
Second serve.
It's just great the way Martina takes that ball on the forehand, on the rise, and comes in behind it. I mean, what can you do? You have to volley up, and there she is. I mean, look, Chris's volley had to go up. Martina's all over it. Can't play doubles any better than that.
Nope.
Good serve.
Another ace from the power server, Chris Evert. That's her second one of the game.
It's really important for her to get a first serve in against Martina.
And she did.
Oh,
my. What a great play. Chris kind of eyed Nancy down just a little. All in fun.
okay, so final point, sudden death point.
Right. Thank you to the top of the tape. Just got over the top. Nancy couldn't get it back. And Stove and Evert stay alive is the best way to put it. Here it is again.
The net is a killer here. I mean, they just drop absolutely dead. Chris is already celebrating, and the ball nearly comes back.
Oh, boy. If that would have cleared, it would have been there. And look at the response from Martina. 5-4. Navratilova and Ritchie lead Evert and Stova. Martina serving to close out the set and to give her team a 2-0 lead.
Judging by the previous games, I'm not going to put my money on Martina losing her serve.
She didn't there. Even the second serve, as you mentioned a couple of times, she's had some great second serves. A lot of spin. A lot of spin on the ball. I think the second serve is just as tough. Oh, that's good. That was good. It was good, 15-0. There's a lot of talking going on with these four. Well, I think that's what's really the whole idea, is you can relax and still enjoy playing and play pretty well. Good lob. Very good. Very good lob. That shot is so important in doubles to be able to hit that. And here you have to be quite careful where you lob, because there's that great scoreboard up in the middle. Martina holds 9 titles at Wimbledon. It's in. Martina will get it, though. Oh! Betty Stova with a great volley at the net. Martina really had uncorked on one, and Betty with a great play at the net. Okay, 15-40. Let's see if Martina unleashes on a couple of serves. Behind the back almost worked, and it winds up at about the 15th row. She just, honestly, she just forgot, I swear to you, that Martina was a lefty right then. Just hit straight down the middle. It was a good shot, but 2 forehands in the middle of the court. Good lob. It's a huge point. Yes, it is. Oh, Chris into the net. Well, Betty yelled as if it was going out, but it actually hard to judge. I thought that ball was going to come back down. I don't know that we're going to be able to see from this. I think it was going in. I think it would have too. So I think it might have just thrown Chris a bit. So game point. That's a good shot. Oh. Great lob. Martina with the winner, but that was an outstanding point. Great point to end it on. Good gracious. Martina Navratilova. We see it here again, and Nancy Ritchie win it. Well, Betty was praying for that ball to come out. And you knew that Martina was going to zip across and put it away. She did it. Martina's team takes a 2-0 lead. And Virginia Wade, we thank you for joining us. That was a lot of fun and a great match there as Martina wins it 6-4. And thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Virginia Wade joining us. And, hey, we've got more to come. In fact, Chris and Martina will play each other. And Tracy Austin will join us next. Stay with us. You see beautiful Richmond, Virginia. Welcome back to the Legends of Tennis from the Robins Center on the campus of the University of Richmond. The big match coming up right now, Chris Evert against Martina Navratilova. We're glad that you're joining us, and joining us as our color commentators continue to change around. Tracy Austin joins us now, and Tracy, what a great pleasure it is to have you here with us, and we're looking forward to this match. And you played awfully well in your first match.
Thanks, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. My partner Rosie Casals played well.
Not bad.
No, she did the poaching, you know, took those middle shots. I kind of set it up. She took the middle shots, which is so important.
All right, let's take a look at this great rivalry between Chris and Martina. You see 16 years of pro competition against each other from 73 to 88. They met 82 times. Navratilova leads the series 43-37. The first ever meeting, Akron, Ohio, back in 1973. Evert won it 7-6, 6-3, but Martina has won the last 3 meetings. And Tracy, you played against both of these ladies. You know both of their games. They both can still play pretty good tennis.
Yes, they're both playing very well. I think Martina has a little bit of an advantage because she just retired off of the tour, the regular tour. As you see, Lee Jackson, the chair umpire, who also has been on the WTA tour for a long, long time and close friends with both of these players. But getting back to my point, Martina just retired last November. Of course, Chris retired after the U.S. Open in 1989, has had 2 little boys. So she has not been as active. And that's tough to go out there and play when you haven't had as much match play.
How tough is it as far as y'all don't get much practice time anymore, and you get thrown in this and you're playing doubles and then switch to a singles with these two here? Is it tough to make that transition, you think?
No, not at all. You know, we've all played doubles and singles throughout our whole tennis careers, so that's not difficult.
Best of 3 tie breaks.
Martina to serve. It's the best of 3. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Good, strong first serve. Martina served very well in the doubles match previously. Close, very close. 1 all.
Ball stays down so low on this Supreme Court. It's quite fast. This is the 3rd Legends event that we've had this year. Probably talked about it, but Tampa was clay, which of course helps Chris. Last one in Charlotte was on hard courts. And this was on Supreme, so it's getting faster and faster each time, which is better for Martina.
She has served so well. Strong serve, 2 all.
Chris needs to go out and attack that return. That's when she hits it her best, out in front and leaning forward.
Ooh. Just over. Great point. The tape here has been awfully kind. Everybody who hits the tape, it just kind of droops over the top. It's been awfully kind.
When you have this kind of setup on an indoor court where the net posts aren't actually in the ground, the net court is very, very soft. Usually is favorable to the person who hits it. Usually just drops over.
And it has quite a few times today just dropped over and then dies. Chris will serve, second serve again on the net. Back. 3 all. They'll change sides.
Good deep second serve from Chris there. That's so important because if it's too short, then Martina's going to approach on the second serve. And Chris Evert, of course, wants to keep Martina Navratilova at the baseline as much as she can. So when they're both back like that last point, Chris really needs to drive the ball nice and deep. She did that. Martina got the air.
Billie Jean doing a little coaching there. Of course, Billie Jean King will join us later. She's the coach for Team Evert. Just long as Martina brought her in just far enough.
Just let it drop just a little bit too long. Or too low, I should say. Chris did. Didn't get enough topspin on it.
Boy, Martina still hits a very quick serve.
Her motion is so beautiful. It's continuous. She gets a lot of wrist snap.
You don't see that very often when she misses a volley.
Martina set it up well, coming in here very, very deep, and kind of down the middle so that Chris cannot get an angle, cannot develop an angle.
That is long. Martina thought about it. She wanted to hit that shot and just pulled off at the end, and it did go long. Tell you what, it is fun to see these two play. We're in the tiebreakers we mentioned. Navratilova lead 5-4.
Great serve.
Oh, my. That's her third ace today. The power. Chris Evert, always known as a power server as of today.
There you heard, excuse me, there you heard Chris say hit it, and that's what you tend to do when you haven't been playing a lot. You try to guide the ball instead of just driving it with a lot of confidence. But again, that's understandable.
Virginia Wade mentioned something about you have to attack forward on the balls on this surface. If you don't, you have a tendency not to get it over the net.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Tell you what, these two still play very good tennis.
Chris turning her shoulders so well on that backhand down the line.
It's 6-all now. And they're deciding whether they want to change that. No, they don't want to change that. At this point, we'll win tiebreaker. That's what I like about this event. You can kind of make up the rules as you go along.
And we do.
First tie break goes to Navratilova. 7-6.
And of course, the reason we say we make up the rules is because most tie breaks that end in 7 have to win by 2.
Exactly.
But you'll notice also throughout our sets we're playing with the no-ad scoring system. Martina hitting over that backhand so deep with a lot of topspin. She usually likes to hit that slice, but she developed that topspin backhand later in her career.
Chris couldn't believe it.
Just hit the net.
Stay with us. We'll have more in a few moments. All right, let's take a look at the women's career prize money winners as of November 1st, 1994. You see Martina, Chris. That's out. Tracy, while I got you, let's just show this once again. You see that's your 22nd in an abbreviated career, really, and look at the numbers. Amazing. Not too shabby, any of those numbers. That's pretty impressive.
And actually, Billie Jean King right there at number 23. She was, I think, really one of the big reasons that everybody was allowed to or able to make this much money.
Of course, Billie Jean was the first person to make $100,000 in 1 year.
Great return. Really attacked that backhand.
The other thing I think we ought to mention while you're here is what a great cause this is for y'all being in town to play for the AIDS research.
National AIDS Fund.
I think that's wonderful. Close. They're just out.
Chris starting to feel more confident on that return, leaning into the ball, driving it. That's what you need to do, especially on these courts. You need to go after the ball, hit it way out in front.
Shot by Chris Evert.
That was unbelievable. Martina's approach shot had so much slice on it. It stayed down so low.
She hits so much spin, Martina does, and it goes all over the place. That was the first serve. little long. Chris has really served well, though. We knew Martina would serve well.
Right.
4-1 in this tiebreaker. Play there. What a point. That brings back some memories just watching that.
Terrific court coverage. Look at the feel and the touch. Martina taking all the pace off, just going for the angle. Then Chris herself goes for the angle. Martina, what an athlete. Not only to get there, but then to control the ball to exactly where she wanted to hit it with her racket. It's amazing.
Right on the line. Chris leads 4-2 as they change sides. That's phenomenal tennis. Good gracious. Whew. Chris Evert in her career reached the semifinals or better 52 and 56 Grand Slam events. That is an amazing stat. It's long. 4-3. Tracy, when Virginia Wade was here, she said that a lot of the records that this group has probably will never be anybody have any chance to break a lot of the records, especially the number of wins and so forth. I mean, it is phenomenal.
And the reason for that is because these two right here played for so long. I mean, obviously they were #1 in the world both for so many years, but also they played for so many years. Chris started at 15. She played till she was 34. Martina played till she was about 37, 38.
Long baseline rally here. Ooh, almost. And you mentioned about the longevity now. There are not that many players that are coming out that are having long careers.
Well, Steffi Graf herself says, she's about 25 right now, that she no way will last until she's 35.
Right.
And so I just don't think that they'll play that long. They play so many tournaments throughout the year. And each year is so long, very little time off.
And there's so much more money now. You can make a lot more money in a shorter amount of time.
That's too good.
Beautiful down the line forehand from Chris Evert. Martina Navratilova holds the longest consecutive match win streak of 74. That is quite a streak. Tracy, were you a victim in any of those 74?
I'm sure I must have been somewhere. Actually, we talked about it. We played 11 times in 1 year. Martina won the first 6. I won the last 5. In 1 year. It's a lot of times to play each other.
And that doesn't happen very much anymore either in tennis, with the women's tennis. And you don't play somebody that many times in 1 year or that long over a career either. I mean, like 80 times between these two is just amazing.
Actually, Steffi Graf and Arantxa Sanchez, the #1 and 2 players in the world right now, have not played this year.
Right.
So
6-6. 6-6 in the second tiebreaker. This tiebreaker is match point here. Set point. They both throw rackets. There we go. Well, they're 1 tiebreaker each. And Martina's going to keep the racket. You see the replay right here.
Martina just throwing her racket in, throwing in the towel there.
All right, we'll come back and have the third tiebreaker in just a moment. You see Martina there. Chris wins the second one. Stay with us. The legends continue on Prime. Chris Evert never ranked lower than 4th from 1972 through 1989. And welcome to the third tiebreaker as we split the first two. Martina to serve. Tracy Austin kind enough to join us for this duel. It's long. 1-0. Everybody's teased Tracy since we've been here about being the baby of this group, but that doesn't make any difference when you're playing, does it? Who cares about age?
Hey, I love it.
Second serve. Beautiful backhand from Chris Evert.
That was a great shot. She really got down so low for that shot. Got down with her knees.
Always known for the great crown strokes.
Great passing shots, pinpoint passing shots. Yeah.
No sense going back the other direction. 2-1 Evert. Tracy, you were known for hitting a lot of great ground strokes too, and pinpoint accuracy.
Relied on them a lot. Certainly didn't rely on my serve and volley.
2-all with a great serve from Navratilova. But we were talking the other day about how much different the game is now compared when y'all were in your prime and playing a lot. It was a lot of different kinds of tennis then. It's a little more power now. You see, Martina's won at least one tournament every year for 21 consecutive years, and she's also won the hearts of a ball boy over there. She kept hitting the balls.
She's having so much fun, she forgot the score.
Beautiful drop shot there. Gorgeous. I've been so impressed with this. With everybody, still moves well. There it is on the replay, Tracy.
Yeah, Chris has always had one of the best drop shots in the game, being raised on Florida on clay. Great hands, just dipping that racket head underneath the ball.
Conversation among the players. Now, you wouldn't see that too often in Wimbledon or something.
No. Another ace.
Woo, that's 4 for the day from the old power server, Chris Evert. She leads 4-2. They change sides.
That's what's fun about this, is we all are still competitive. We like to win, but, you know, you see the laughs, see the talking amongst the players. They're having fun out there.
A good crowd is enjoying it. It's a great crowd this weekend for the event in Richmond. Net cord stays in. Almost. Billie Jean King watching on. Billie Jean, of course, the coach for Chris Evert's team. Billie Jean, the oldest player to win a pro event, 39 years, 6 months. She did it back in 1983 in Birmingham.
Can you believe that?
That's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
He's 39. To what you could write a book and books and books about Billie Jean King.
That was after about 6 knee operations.
Oh, beautiful shot. And she's had another one recently. Billie Jean had another arthroscopic knee surgery here in the last few weeks.
5-3 Evert.
5-3 Everett. Good look at Billie Jean. That's the Martina Navratilova we all know. Serve, volley.
Big serve.
Big volley.
Right, the return comes back nice and high, moves in, puts it away. Big points right here. Third tie break.
Mercy, mercy. Gladys Knight enjoying her view from courtside. 5-all.
Let's go. Shot.
Beautiful point that was. Chris Evert gets the winners. He leads 6-5. Martina captured the Triple Crown at the U.S. Open in '87, singles, doubles, and mixed doubles titles. I believe she played doubles with Pam Shriver, and I think it was Emilio Sanchez was the mixed.
You're right. Match point. Oh!
6-6, and this is match, set, everything point right here.
This is it. Third tiebreak that's gone 6-all.
It's been some great tennis. And hey, we still got 2 doubles matches to go. Waiting on the call. They call it good. Game, set, and match to Chris Evert. Martina hits the ball up in the stands. Take a look at it again. Let's take a look at this, Tracy.
Big serve here, so Chris just blocks it. Short backswing. Goes for the block. Martina thinks it's going to go wide. Ooh. Might have been wide.
Might have been wide, but like you said, everybody just enjoyed playing, and winning and losing is not the total absolute at this. But what a fun time. Take a look at the reaction from Chris Evert.
Great play by both women.
Wonderful. Tracy Austin, we thank you for joining us. A lot of fun, and you'll be back on the court here shortly. A lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
today.
Chip.
All righty. That's Tracy Austin. As we just wrapped up the singles, we still got more doubles to come as the legends continue on Prime. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Robins Center in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Chip Tarkin, and we're joined by a true legend, Billie Jean King. Billie Jean, thanks for joining us. It has been wonderful so far, but your team is down 2-1. What's going on?
We need a win here. Well, it's been close, really, especially with no ad scoring. A lot of times you get to deuce, and it's really close. And I think that the teams are pretty equal, really. But we have to win here because we need 100 points, not 50.
Now, you are our true legend. There's no question. Let's take a look at this fact about you. This is amazing. Legends tennis fact. Did you know, folks, Billie Jean King was the first female athlete at any sports to earn more than $100,000 in a single season? That was 1971, $117,000. Now, talk about that. And then let me show you the prize money, how it has grown since 1971. 250,000 in 71, 7.4 in 81, 91, 24.6, and now 35 million. That's unbelievable. You had almost half of that in 1971. That's a pretty good year.
It was a good year, but it about killed me because I think I played 30 weeks and won 19 tournaments to win 117,000. Of course, now we know players make that in a day.
All right, let's tell you who's in this match. That's Evonne Goolagong right there. She's teamed with Frankie Durr, and they're going up against Olga Morozova and Virginia Wade. Virginia Wade serving. Just on the line. And the neat thing to watch is to watch Frankie Durr when she hits the ball. She is really a self-trained tennis player. If you look at Evonne, Evonne joined us early in the day, and a great time with her. Not quite tall enough, just over Olga Morozova. Tennis quality is outstanding, Billie Jean. It is really great.
Out.
still play quite a bit, Chip, and it really does show. Like, for instance, Evonne has been playing a lot more since she knew she was going to play in the Legends, that's for sure.
Oh, nice shot down the middle by Evonne.
Well, it's very obvious right now that Virginia and Olga have got to keep the ball away from Evonne. She's seen the ball like a grapefruit today, and her touch is there.
No doubt.
So I'll try to hit it Frankie right now and see what happens. Frankie's playing well.
Yep.
You know, we do a pro-am during the Legends, and we also do a clinic, and so Olga's got a group here that was the clinic for her. She's got
her fan club.
Her fan club, they're organized just for Olga.
5-3 now. Virginia Wade, beautiful shot.
Virginia's going to turn the big 5-0 this year.
Ooh.
On July 10th. Actually, I think she was born the same day Arthur Ashe was, July 10th.
Of course, just this tennis, like all the great tennis that you always see on Prime.
Now Virginia's picked up her pace of playing. She's playing much faster. Nice serve.
Very nice serve. 30-15.
I don't know if she's getting more nervous, Chip, or if she's got a plane to catch here. What's going on here, Virginia? It's going pretty fast.
Maybe she feels it now.
Virginia's got the giggles. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
That could be a while, huh?
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's just, yeah, it could be a while, but when you're that loose, you can't even get coordinated.
Here's an idea. Now, Olga told her to hit it a little higher, and Martina's leaning on one end to try to help the net a little lower.
Yeah, Martina's trying to help everybody.
Wendy Turnbull will show up with the towel to try to help Virginia out.
Okay.
Here we go. Now, Martina's really got it low enough now. There we go. I think that'll work.
You want to take any bets on this serve?
Virginia said, do you want to take any bets on this serve? No. Okay. Let's pray right here. Team Evert.
Tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife.
She cannot stop laughing. This is like Giggle City. She can't help it.
It's just like a Wimbledon or U.S. Open match right now.
It can happen. It has happened, really.
Yeah.
We get laughing, we can't stop. So... Come on, Jen, this is a huge point. Get in.
Net cord, and Olga couldn't get her racket up quick enough. That just really jumped off the top of the net. There's a look at it again.
Watch this net cord right here. See, just tips up and not much you can do about it.
That had pace. That serve had pace. That's out.
Virginia's got one of the best serves in women's tennis, always did, and it still holds up really well in these Legends matches. Watch how she does right. She puts her right hand back first. Watch, she goes right. Then the left arm goes up.
She screamed, "Oh, Goolagong." Beautiful shot by Evonne. Here it is again.
Oh, this is the wrong shot against Evonne. Evonne loves this. Look at that reply.
Oh, but couldn't get the next serve back over. So Wade and Morozova take the win, and that will square us. at 2 games. Coach, you did a good job. You were over here, and they came back and picked up the win 6-3.
That was a good effort. That was such a close. Every set's been so close, Chip.
It was. Billie Jean, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to stay with us. Good. Oh, she's going to stay. Good. All right. More tennis when we come back. Stay with us. A beautiful day in Richmond, Virginia, site of Prime Tennis's Legends of Women's Tennis. We're at the University of Richmond campus in the Robins Center. Billie Jean King and Chip Tarkington. We're to our grand finale match. It's 2-2. It's going to be a great finale here as Chris Evert and Wendy Turnbull go up against Tracy Austin and Martina Navratilova. It should be a great closing match.
It will, because Wendy and Chris are good friends. They practice together down in Florida. In fact, that's the one time Wendy goes out is when Chris says, "I need you." Of course, the all-time great singles and doubles player ever, Martina Navratilova. Tracy Austin, our rookie at 32 years of age.
Yeah, that's tough to be a rookie at 32. Good look at Chris. Chris has really served the ball well. I understand you gave her a couple of hints on serving.
Yeah, we're talking about going wide out to Martina's forehand, and you have to hit the inside of the ball and pronate. So she goes, "What? Pronate? What do you want? Just my wrist, right?" So we got into it. She served 3 aces today, didn't she, or 4?
She had 3 or 4, yeah, sure had. Martina deserved to win. Just back. Once again, it's a 1-set game. Love 15. One-set match. Wendy Turnbull, known as the Rabbit, pretty quick there.
Well, she was in track and field as a youngster in Australia, and she still goes out and runs 2 or 3 times a week.
Got to it, but couldn't get it back across. Involved, and what a great finish on that. Man, that was beautiful. Outstanding tennis. The crowd appreciates that effort, and they should. Here's a look at it again, Billie Jean.
Best point of the day, and of course everyone was getting every shot back, running well, and you can see that finally Wendy saw some space. Oh, they're so happy. Yes.
30 all now.
Chris is so tough on herself still, Chip. She's always like demanding the most from herself. Yeah. That's the harder volley for Chris, because she likes to hit the inside of the ball and hit really to the net person there to the ad court. That was the right shot. She tried the right thing. That's all you can do is keep trying to do the right thing. Yeah.
Nice volley by Tracy Austin, and Austin and Navratilova win game 1. They lead 1-0. More tennis on Prime when we come back. To the legends of women's tennis on Prime. Take a look at what Martina Navratilova holds. 31 Grand Slam doubles titles, 20 with Pam Shriver, part of the only team with Shriver to win all 4 Grand Slams event in the same year, 1984. Doubles team 8 years straight, 81 through 88. And you see the Grand Slam doubles numbers. Wendy Turnbull now serving to Tracy Austin.
Two baseliners.
Oh, beautiful shot from Martina. No doubt about it, Martina can still play the game at a high level.
Well, she's still playing. She played Fed Cup for the United States against Austria, where we won 5-zip. She's playing doubles with Steffi Graf at Wimbledon.
Another great shot from Martina.
Also, Martina's going to be playing World Team Tennis for a month. She probably will end up playing the Open, so it's really not a total retirement, only from singles, not doubles. See where Martina stands? Martina protects the middle. Look where Martina stands, everyone. Everyone stands usually too much to the alley. Whoops, she's getting over now, though. Look how much she protects the middle.
Tracy into the net. 15-30. The baby at 32, huh? It's outside. The one thing that's great about this whole event is you can see the good feelings between all the players. I mean, there's a lot of love between the players.
You're right. We get along. We have a good time. We know we're lucky to be here, that it's a wonderful opportunity, and it's great to see Evonne Goolagong back from Australia. We haven't seen her in years, so we're happy to see her and see how the family's doing.
They leave 2-0. Austin and Navratilova as they win that. I think the other thing, I think it's obvious by the fan support that the fans are enjoying seeing these legends back out on the court.
I think it's important to them to see that we do have fun together, that we respect each other and honor each other.
Just outside.
Terrific points, but
yes, it is.
Team Everett's not winning the last one on each one.
Wendy Turnbull won 9 Grand Slams doubles titles and 12 Grand Slam singles doubles titles. Yes, quite a doubles player. Pretty good one to partner up with. That's just fun. Coach Billie Jean is beginning to fidget in her chair, folks.
I am very fidgety.
Just back.
To show you how well the players get along and how much respect, Tracy was so excited she got a chance to play with Martina yesterday and today. And she was telling Martina how this is so exciting for her to have this opportunity. And she's playing much too well because of it. I think, Chip, that's really inspired her.
Well, with all the injuries that Tracy Austin had and with the bad accident, there's no telling what she could have accomplished had all that not happened.
That's true. She just really loves to play tennis.
Game to Navratilova and Austin. Well, they're playing awfully well right now. They lead 3-0. We'll be back. Stay tuned on Prime. The legends of tennis continue on Prime. Chris Evert set to serve. Billie Jean, I've got to ask you, one of the big names now on the women's tour is Steffi Graf. And where would Steffi fit in with this group? Where would you put her in the caliber of the class of the folks that we're seeing play today?
I think every generation gets better. I think Martina's pushed this newer generation to play better. And Graf is definitely the best one since Martina. I don't know. I mean, she still hasn't finished, so it's difficult to make that judgment yet.
Good first serve by Chris again.
Nobody has a better serve out wide on the ad court than Steffi Graf. Every time she gets down 30-40, invariably she can hit that one, plus her huge forehand.
Tracy Austin with the winner. Let's talk about somebody else who's been off the tour for a while, and that's Monica Seles. Anything you can help out on that? Do you think she'll come back, or any knowledge as to that?
I don't know, because she's really scared about getting hurt again. But she's been practicing. She has a cement court and a clay court in her backyard. She has a workout place in her home. I know Martina visited her. They worked out together for a couple days. And Martina says she's hitting the ball really well. I would hope that she comes back soon, because I think she's been off, what, 2.5 years now. Right. I think it's much more difficult the longer you wait. make a comeback.
I know a lot of people would like to see her come back, too.
Who would? Chris is so tough on herself, everyone. She's saying that's so sloppy. It's never quite good enough. Chris is really rough on herself. And especially as, you know, when you're older, Chip, you have to learn to be more forgiving, because I've had the same trouble Chris has had. I still want to make the same shots. And, you know, we're not putting the time investment. Also, I'm 51 now, so I know, you know, the wheels aren't as good. Chris is still playing extraordinarily well.
Good return from Tracy Austin. Game Austin, Navratilova. And that's something we might ought to mention, too. You would be playing, but you've had surgery here, arthroscopic knee surgery here in the last few weeks.
About 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Dr. Stedman and Vail got it done, so I'll be ready for the second half of these Legends, which start in the fall. Chris says, when am I going to get to play with Martina? I don't think Wendy's going to be too happy about that statement.
Yeah, they're having a good time. Now Tracy's not real happy about it. Tracy was one excited to play with Martina.
Lee Jackson in the chair saying truce. Truce. Lee Jackson's like our mother on the tour, so we like her in the chair and have fun. There was a good shot of Lee.
He's returned into the net. There's a good shot of her.
Yeah, she's been with us. She helps us out all the time. And she just can't believe. Look at her children. Naughty, naughty. Great volley.
Good shot. Well, I think that the women's tennis game could really use Monica Seles coming back because of what she could do with Steffi Graf. It would all of a sudden
create a rivalry.
Create the rivalry that it needs.
The way we had Chris and Martina.
Right. Oh! Right at her.
Well, Martina hit Wendy yesterday, not on purpose, and now they're even, 1-all. And I think actually Wendy's going to show Chris how great she plays doubles now after that remark about when am I going to play with Martina. Wendy Turnbull, I mean, among us all, if you ask who do you want to play doubles with while we're here, Martina would be #1 and probably Wendy would be #2.
Yep.
That's how good she still is.
Well, and she's won all those titles. You know she knows how to play doubles.
Oh, that's a great overhead.
Standing overhead.
And I think Tracy's psyched up now, too, saying, okay, I'll show you how great I am. You're going to want to keep playing with me.
I tell you, they make a pretty formidable twosome over there, Austin and Navratilova.
They're like a backboard. They both can volley, and Tracy's unbelievable off the return, hits through everything. Of course, Martina has the subtleties of being a great net player, where she can chip or hit. And Tracy, the backboard.
Comment to Virginia Wade about not being able to hit the ball over the net. We saw that in the last game.
You know, athletes are ruthless to each other. That means we like each other when we do that. That's a good sign.
I think you're right. Now Wendy's going to eat the racket out there. And the neck of the racket in between her mouth. All right.
Boy, Betty's really got everything. She's got the Richmond T-shirt.
She's ready. 5-0 is the score. Back with more of the Legends on Prime. Stay with us. We're back on Prime Tennis, the Legends of tennis here in Richmond. And did you know, we have a legendary fact for you. Chris Evert won at least one Grand Slam title per year for 13 consecutive years from 74 through 86.
That's phenomenal. So consistent. That's a sign of a great champion, though. Someone that, of course, now they're all playing
off-handed. Wendy was playing left-handed.
Right. With their non-dominant arm.
All right, a break away from Coach King's team going down. They're going to rally. Great shot by Evert. Martina can't get it back. Navratilova and Austin lead 5-love. This is the deciding match. Good serve from Wendy Turnbull. Down the middle again, just like you said, Billie Jean. That's where you hit it.
More often than not, that's where you go. Because your opponents, even if they do get to it, don't have an angle on the next shot.
Another good serve.
It's also the one time that both players have to make a decision when the ball's in the middle. If it goes to the side, each player knows it's her shot. No indecision. Woo.
And we had people that didn't think this would be an education watching today.
I like coaching, can you tell?
We can all pick up a line from listening to you. Good garden seed. Woo. Winner from Navratilova, but that was some rocket tennis. Here it is again.
Two hands on that. Martina used to do that when she was a youngster. When I played against her mixed at Wimbledon when she was 16, sometimes she'd hit that two-handed backhand, and she started doing it the last 2 or 3 years. Why not? It works.
If it works, yeah.
Sometimes that left hand, well, with her, it's her right hand, will help bring the racket through faster.
40-30. Tracy Austin started the scream early.
She did. She saw Wendy just charging the net.
5-1 now as they started. See, you wouldn't see a lot of that in too many places. Starting to scream early. That's all right, Tracy. And Tracy can serve for the match. Virginia Wade's going to come out. Virginia Wade came out and scared the daylights out of Martina.
She's getting Martina away from that middle area, see? She's pushing her over. She's not allowed to go beyond that line. She has to stay over there. She's not allowed to go to the middle.
Well, Virginia Wade's trying to help you out.
No, I think they should be hitting a couple down the line where Martina's standing anyway. Keep her honest. Tracy's saying move any place you want, Martina. Well, she said, I think I'll take a break.
2 against 1. I don't think Tracy will go for that.
Tracy will. Watch this.
All right. Maybe she will go for it. Martina will sit one out.
Blowing on that bicep.
That's what happens when you're the youngest.
Good get. Oh, good try. Good point.
That's what happens when you're the youngest. They pick on you. Great hustle, though, by Tracy Austin, trying to play 1 against 2. Here's solo Tracy.
She's laughing as she's running up to that ball. Ooh.
Great overhead, Tracy Austin. I think she said, where were you when I needed you? Since she didn't need Martina. The racket goes down. Just out. Wendy Turnbull with a great idea.
It was a great. Players have been commenting that Tracy Austin's volleying better now.
because she was a baseliner most of the time. And now playing in a lot of these doubles, you got to improve your game up there.
She's playing a lot of. She's also from Southern California, where it's cement courts, and I think that makes a difference. Playing off-court game. Finally, they go down Martina's line. That's what I'm talking about. Get her off the court.
They need to listen to you, Coach.
It's a hard shot to hit, though, unfortunately. It's more difficult.
Could be a break. Your team could crawl back into it. As Austin and Navratilova win, and right in the middle of the point, Tracy said, "I'll get them all, Martina. Don't worry about it." They win at 6-1, and Team Navratilova will win 3-2. That's all right, Coach King. Your team did pretty well.
They did great. Tennis was wonderful. Everybody's had a good time. That's the most important thing.
We need to thank everyone who helped out with our broadcast, especially Billie Jean King. Thank you so much. Also, a thanks to Tracy Austin. Thanks to Virginia Wade and Evonne Goolagong. Thanks so much for joining us, and we're going to be right back in just a moment. Stay with us right here on Prime.